like to call to order the regularly scheduled Village Council meeting for the Village of Beverly Hills for Tuesday, August 4th, 2026. Ms. Brown, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Rajewsko?
Here.
Ms. Keskametti?
Here.
Mr. Mercer?
Present.
Mr. O'Gorman?
Here.
Mr. Aboud?
Here.
Mr. Drummond?
Here.
Mr. George?
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right. Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you. Are there any amendments to the agenda or a motion to approve the agenda?
Mr. George, at this time, I'd like to move that we approve the agenda as published. Support.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We have an agenda. On to community announcements. Anyone in chamber or online who would like to make a community announcement? Now's your chance. Sure.
We could do public comment.
What's that?
We could do public comment next. This is
Oh,
more
okay,
for.
sorry.
Well, you could probably just stand there because I don't think anyone's
I
going to.
didn't know if Dale
We'll
was.
go ahead, ask twice.
Yeah.
Close community announcements. We'll move on to public comments. Please give us your name and your street.
Thank you. Erica Driscoll. I live on Lockerbie. Many of you know me because I spoke at this meeting back in June. For those of you that don't, I'm a 22-year resident of Beverly Hills. My husband, Jerry Driscoll, was struck and killed on 14 Mile and Bates on May 11th. He was killed by a 86-year-old woman driving a 2020 Ford Ranger pickup truck. When I came in and spoke with my neighbor, Sue Landfair, and talked about the safety issues facing our community, and specifically around the 14 and Southfield area, I asked that we give this some attention and that we look at pedestrian safety. I was happy to see about a week and a half ago that there was a camera on the southeast corner of Bates and 14 Mile, along with a collection data box, I assumed. It was labeled with the Oakland County Road Commission, so I called them. I got their customer service line, and the gentleman there told me that, in fact, the Village of Beverly Hills and the City of Birmingham had both collectively had gone to the Road Commission and asked that a study be done on pedestrian traffic. I don't know any details about it. I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you, who was ever responsible for doing that and taking some action to see what exactly is going on at that particular intersection. I also want to point out that data is data, and there are other things that come into play when doing an analysis such as this. I will not let Jerry's death just be. Something positive has to come out of this, and we have to improve our pedestrian safety in our community. So I would welcome anything anyone knows about this in terms of, you know, how is this study commissioned? What are next steps? How are we working from Birmingham? Anything, any insight, anything we can do as citizens to help move these kinds of initiatives along. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. And I will say it got done because you and Jerry, you know, I mean, you came to talk to us, and I agree with you that the cross-community crossings are tougher because we think about, you know, our community. So I'm glad, I appreciate that administration got on that right away. And as I told you last time you came, I don't think there's anybody here or in Birmingham who's not going to support any effort to make it safer. So how that then percolates through the system, that is a administration question. So we can, you know, I don't know if Mr. Othie has any news worth sharing. Probably not, because Oakland County Road Commission collects the data and then they discuss it with the communities. So they're probably still in the process of that.
And we don't really know who here, I'm sorry, I'm not a podium, who requested that, or like who's in charge of that?
The question was who's in charge of that. Both communities reached out to the road commission. It's a road commission road, but we both share a side of it. So our public works director, Neil Johnston, and the public works director from Birmingham both reached out. It's been a discussion at both councils.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other public comments? Yes, sir.
So, Dale Young, Riverside. I'll have other comments later, but before you get to the consent agenda, I noticed in the invoices that there is a $57,000 invoice for Jason's Outdoor Services. And I know that they do other work for the village, but if that $57,000 includes money for Riverside Park, I don't think we should be paying it. This is my opinion. Especially until you sort out the accountability, where it went wrong, how it went wrong, what their role is, and how it blew up, I don't think we should be paying them a nickel. That's just my personal opinion.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. There are 4 items on the consent agenda this evening. Number 1, approval of minutes for unspecified period of time, but which is noted in the, it is the minutes for the July 21st council meeting. Second, review and file bills recapped as of August 3rd. Number 3, Our Lady Queen of Martyrs Oktoberfest event sign request. And number 4, approve public safety building compressor unit.
Mr. George, at this time, be it resolved that the Village Council of the Village of Beverly Hills approve the consent agenda as read.
Support.
Support from Mrs. Cascometti. Ms. Brown, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Cascometti?
Yes.
Mr. Mercer?
Yes.
Mr. O'Gorman?
Yes.
Mr. Abud?
Yes.
Mr. Drummond?
Yes.
Mr. George?
Yes.
Ms. Rodusco?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. All right, on to the business agenda. There is a long list of things on there totaling 1. Number 1, approve proposal for new village website. Mr. Rothy.
Yes, so show of hands, who's ready for a new website? This is a project that we talked about for a while, including at the study session in January, came up again at the budget workshop when we said we're putting money in the budget for this. We solicited 2 proposals, one from our current provider and one from a competitor, Civic Plus. Both proposals came in very close to one another. We are within $120. We are recommending that the Civic Plus proposal be selected. Civic Plus, there's a few enhancements in their proposal that make it, we believe, more competitive and in the best interest of the village. They include increased storage limit for 5 times the storage, some more robust form editing features. It is the same company as MuniCode and our Civic Clerk, which is our agenda and minutes software. So when someone goes to the website, they'll be able to search all of those resources all in one place. That's a, that's a unique option for going with the Civic Plus proposal. And then another feature that was not available with Revise was essentially an AI review tool, which regularly will read the website and identify what haven't you updated in a while, where are the old pages, where are people clicking or not clicking on the website, and it'll periodically give us reports of, hey, this may be out of date, or no one's going here, or everybody's going here, which is really important. We're kind of working on this now a little bit with our chatbot that we've had on our website. The last few days, we've actually gotten a decent amount of people using it, mostly just to ask where they can vote. And it's nice because we have the GIS map loaded into the chatbot, so it knows exactly the address and everything, so it can be very accurate. But we do see when people are asking it questions, because it does have our website. Sometimes it does pull from a very old website page that I'm like, oh, we shouldn't have that on our website anymore. So having those types of tools will be very helpful. A decent chunk of both of the proposals' annual costs are to comply with recently adopted Americans with Disabilities Act standards for websites in particular. There was a rule, and I think it depends on population size of your municipality or something, where the deadline had been moved for communities in whatever bucket we fell in. So we're not required yet, but as part of this proposal, the latest features will allow people with various means to use the latest screen reader technology, display font sizes, use screen reading technology. And another big part of that is documents on the website, particularly old PDFs that were scanned in as images. They're not searchable or anything. This includes a tool that any document on the website, it will pop up instantly in a accessible, screen readable format. It kind of translates it into an HTML, presentable format. So that's another enhancement that comes on top of everything else. Happy to answer questions you may have.
I assume this falls into the category of professional services where the charter doesn't require competitive bidding, but I appreciate you getting multiple quotes.
Yes.
Yes. Ms.
Thank you, Mr.
Gesterman.
George. Mr. Worthy, can you remind me, does this include village administration and public safety?
We are going to we're going to give public safety a makeover as well with this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Other questions?
I have one.
Yes.
Thank you. Reading the terms and conditions, it's the setup cost and then the annual cost is $15,444. It says subject to 5-year increase, which is pretty standard in software terms and conditions. The agreement is initially for 24 months with renewal annually after that.
Yep.
Upon our agreement, we can terminate it if we don't. Within the first 24 months, are we subject to the 5% that second year of this 2-year initial contract also?
No, I think it's just the first one, that 29,999, that includes the first year.
Okay, that includes the first year. And
then the second year is
could be subject to a 5% increase on the 15,444, which is the annual maintenance. Right?
Let me look. I think it's in here. It's the 5% starts in the second year.
Okay.
So we don't have an increase in that first year.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
And that matches our other Civic Plus products, the 5%,
Yeah.
the ability to terminate after the initial term, once a year. It's not
Yeah.
I think that's in the village's best interest. Avoid you, if you make a mistake, it lets you get out of it. But I think I've used Civic Plus's sites before. They're very easy to build, maintain. And this isn't just going to be a pull everything over and it's going to be kind of like a complete rebuild from the ground up. So we got a lot of old stuff that we just don't need anymore on our old website. Some stuff that you wouldn't even know it's there unless you somehow are
Looking for it.
We have 4,000 pages on there somehow. I still can't see how, but this new site will be much, much less.
Mr. Boot.
Thank you, Mr. George. The automatic 1 year, is that normal practice for the renewal if you don't renew with that 60-day notification one way or the other?
Yeah, that's common in software.
And then you mentioned timing, and I was going to just not elaborate, but just like how long of a duration typically do you think in your mind from their perspective? And I know it's difficult to give me a timeline, but I need one just to get an understanding.
Between 16 and 28 weeks, we should have the new site ready. I'm guessing it'll be probably closer to the 28 weeks mark.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Mr. O'Gorman.
Will the chatbot carry over to this site?
Yes.
Okay, and can you have a conversation with them about how their search machine works? It doesn't look like it's an embedded search from other priority searches, but I was playing with it earlier and with the other 4 examples they provided. And I know our residents have a difficult time finding things using the search, and I found it the same. So I used permit, events, and a couple other key terms. When I looked up permits, you get gun permitting. So nothing about how to file for a permit with municipality or anything like that. And so I just want to make sure that as we move forward, we can fix that one glitch. And then I didn't really get, are there communication avenues for this? I saw that there was potential for sign-on where residents could create an account effectively. Does that give them desired content? Like if they have a filed permit, they can log on and immediately tells them the status of the permit without them having to dive in, those types of things. I was curious what the personalization of the site offered in addition to the other things I mentioned, search and
Sure. So as far as the last thing you mentioned, just the sign-in, yes, residents would be able to make an account. We're able to publish a variety of lists, calendars, and have them subscribe to, the various categories of updates, including just kind of general, hey, we got a water main break, put it up on the website. They can get things like that. So that's part of the feature, whether they sign up or not. We're able to customize and tailor those types of features on the website. As far as the search goes, one of the things we actually have with our polymorphic chatbot is a search function, which could actually completely replace the search of the Civic Plus website. And I haven't, even though we have that feature now, I didn't turn it on because there's just so much old stuff on the website. I didn't want to feed it bad information. But that's a possibility. But two, just over the old version of Verizon, which we have now, it kind of will scrub the whole web, not just your site in the search results. That won't happen with the new site. It'll be kind of more controlled and locked down. And just the reports that you're able to pull out of the system on what people are searching for, it's really user-friendly and able.
I thought the internal stuff was very powerful.
Yeah.
It was more the external.
Yeah, no, having used both platforms at various stops along my career, this should be much less headaches than we have now.
Okay. And is there any incremental, I couldn't really tell by reading this, if there's incremental communication opportunities? You mentioned people can click boxes or click desired content, but are there any ways people will get better communication than what we have today? Like today, you have to go pull the communication you want, as opposed to it's presented to you. Like latest things going on today. I know we have our calendarization underneath, but it's always been confusing to me if that's today or the day it was actually entered or the day it's going to occur. But I'm just wondering if we'll improve that. I saw one of the sites did have that where immediately it comes up and it says what's happening this week and today.
Yep, we can configure that and have that live on the page and have people choose to sign up to see them and get notified, or to just, have access to it.
And the widget thing I wasn't clear on, is that an internal management widget, or is that a widget that residents can actually set up on their own login site? You don't have to answer today, but I'm just...
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. There's a lot of different widgets and modules.
Because there are sites where you can create your own widgets, so people could see like a calendar and certain things they're interested in. I would love for that to be, if we're permitting residents to log in a sense, have a password and a ID.
Yeah, I think one of the... Yeah, again, that's all there in the site. They can customize their experience to, some extent. And again, just as part of the redesign, having an actual calendar on our site. Right now, if you want a calendar, you go and you find it, and you click calendar, and it opens up the thing we mail to everybody, which is great and cute, but it's also, we need to digitize a lot of the, set in stone stuff like meeting events or big events, and that'll live on the homepage of the website in a, some sort of graphical interface that they can interact with versus scrolling through 12 pages or 24 pages, but then you count all the ads and other stuff in there. Again, not a replacement. I don't want to say I'm getting rid of the calendar. We're not, but we're going to supplement how we're doing this.
Mr. Abood.
Thank you. Just one more thought. I noticed, I just did a quick search and seeing a lot of other municipalities utilizing this program. And I'm just wondering if you were able to maybe perhaps not right away, but contact like what pitfalls, what things should I be looking for, things of that nature, unless you already have background experience and they're going to come in and do a tutorial and do a whole training, obviously. And I just thought sometimes when a city, village, or township has gone through it for a year, it's like, oh, man, we could change this part, that's all.
No, we are ready to go. There's tons of training built into this. Part of that cost is paying for all these training sessions for the staff. All the sessions are recorded, and so we can have and go back and reference. I learned a lot from colleagues, and I've been through a website redesign before, so the good thing is this isn't my first one.
Right, and that was the point I was trying to make. Also, I would really encourage to get all council members. I know they're all eager to get on and start doing, the tutorials, so maybe that's something you can consider.
For sure. Any other questions? If not, Mrs. Cascametti.
Mr. George, please be it resolved that the Beverly Hills Village Council accepts the proposal from Civic Plus for a new village website as presented. Funds are available in account number 101-215-933-00.
Support.
Ms. Brown, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Mercer?
Yes.
Mr. O'Gorman?
Yes.
Mr. Abood?
Yes.
Mr. Drummond?
Yes.
Mr. George?
Yes.
Ms. Rojusco?
Yes.
Ms. Cascametti?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All All right, thank you. This may not be your first website redo, but I think it's public safety's. That one is, I think I built that when I was in college, I'm not sure.
It was like grade school.
Yeah.
You're being,
No, I know, man, I know. It's gonna be gleaming. It's gonna be great.
Raining stars.
All right, so concludes the business agenda. We'll move on to public comments. Anyone in chamber or online who would like to make a public comment, now's your time.
I'll come back. Do I have to repeat my name again?
Yes.
Dale Young, Riverside. So I took the deer survey. I think we're missing one important piece of information in the survey, and that's what zone you live in. So depending on what zone you're in, you have a very different deer experience. I lived in Huntley Square for a year, didn't see a deer ever.
Right.
Riverside, I see one every 1 to 10 a day. So I think somehow correlating that deer experience to where people live, you'll get entirely different answers. Second is regarding the website. I'm glad to see you're doing it. I brought it up 3 years ago. It got shot down, so it's good that it's finally getting done, so that's great. And then the third issue is, maybe in your comments, you can talk about Riverside Park. I know you have a meeting with Eagle this week. Who's going to do the remediation work? You know, we got 3 weeks left now in order to be in compliance. So maybe the point of the meeting is to ask for more time. But who's actually going to accomplish the work? Hopefully, it's not the same people who got us into this trouble. So maybe you could address that. Sure. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments? In chamber, online. If you're at home, there's a massive audience here. A ton of people. Okay, we'll close public comments. We'll move on to the manager's report. Mr. Rothy.
Yes. First, it is election night. If you haven't voted yet, you still have some time as of the live broadcast of right now. Polls close at 8. I want to give everybody at the township, whether you are an elected official, volunteer, or paid election worker, just again, it's a massive undertaking election, such an important part of what we do. So I just want to give all of them a shout out and recognition today. In the packet, just kind of as a discussion item, or not a discussion item, just FYI, we had an updated e-bike ordinance. Still looking for some more feedback from you all on that to bring it back for a potential first reading. MDOT, so we got an update on the road funding program that they passed in early 26. Basically, as they created new funding sources or diverted existing funding from other places, they created a series of, well, all of this stuff has to be funded first before the local units of government get their money. Not all of that has been funded yet, so we haven't seen the increase in road funding yet. We will. They still have $149 million to distribute to other folks first and programs, but knowing that I got some emails from the folks in Georgetown South about the timing of their road rebuilds. Part of that was, again, we're going to be doing it this fiscal year, not this calendar year, but next calendar year, still this fiscal year, and just wanted to kind of show awareness that we're still awaiting to receive those first few payments from the state as far as road funding goes. Riverside Park, we are meeting this Thursday with the Eagle to review the notice and next steps. We're going to be talking about remediation requirements, any sort of contractor requirements for those as far as extension of the time limits to comply. Yes, that's something we're going to be talking about as well. We want to make sure that whatever we do properly, so we're going to wait till we get further guidance from them. I'll have more to report next time on that. Again, that's this Thursday. We did post on the website a few days ago a recap of the last council meeting, something, I forgot to put that in the manager report, but something we want to do and is start just doing a quick little, almost like a little blog post on what the council did. It's not minutes, it's not a presentation of an individual or collective council member's thoughts. It's merely just here's what they voted on and what it means for the business of the village. So looking forward to getting that as a regular feature, incorporating it in future e-blasts as well. Last but not least, deer. So 2 updates. First, the deer survey is live. We launched it yesterday. We have over 600 responses as of this morning. I didn't check again before, so we might have easily broken 700. But don't have a hard deadline on that. We'll kind of watch it over the next few days and see. Usually the survey is the initial blast. Gets what we need to do, but that's roughly 6% of our entire, like every single person in the village. That includes all the kids who probably aren't paying attention to the existence of online surveys about deer. But more to share at coming meetings. As far as the comments, this is the first. You're not the first person who mentioned that to me about just the location. A lot of people did volunteer their address to that last question, so that's very helpful that we can correlate. Again, I know that's private information. We wanted to keep that sensitive, but a few hundred people did volunteer that, so we can easily correlate that with what they're seeing going forward. I envision down the road, kind of outside of the lifespan of an online survey, is to have essentially like a tool on the website where we'll use our GIS map where somebody can, report sightings or something, just so we can have better ongoing tracking of that. And again, I wanted to do that separately outside of the lifespan of a survey, because all of this kind of feeds into my second and final comments on deer for the evening. Is we did meet with representatives from the USDA, and they're the people who do their deer management program. So one of the things they mentioned is, again, and it's good why we're doing this survey and doing this data gathering, is this is what the DNR, different agency, looks for in the event a community wants to pursue deer management. They do want to have some, it's one thing for the village manager to say, we have an issue here. It's, have you talked to the residents? What are they reporting? So that's kind of what informed a lot of those questions in the survey. So if we do want to move forward with the deer management and require permits from the DNR, this and the ongoing, mapping tool or something will be a good thing to have. As far as what the USDA could do for us, they are booked for winter of 2027 to do a cull. However, they do not only do culls in winter, and could very easily do one in fall of next year as well. So fall 2027. They also, there are a few other contractors out there, private contractors, that could do something sooner should we want to move in that direction, but they are still available for next calendar year, just not winter of 27. What are they doing with the surrounding communities, and could also offer us essentially a paid position, but it's not just a position, it's a whole program where Southfield, Farmington, and Farmington Hills are going to share in the cost, possibly Franklin as well, of a wildlife biologist that would be, a full-time staffer through the USDA, but we'll be able to go and identify what are the appropriate sites, locations for population control, what are fielding all the resident, calls, concerns, whether it's, hey, how do I maybe don't want a cull or something, but what can I do? And then it also does include, an annual, actual official cull of some kind too. So it's not just you're paying for a person and then a hunting program or something on top of that. It's kind of all for one package. So they're kind of maxed out on that first person, but if we're able to find another community or two, and I'm going to be actively working on that, to maybe try and fundraise for something, that's another option available to the village. I think everybody kind of understands that it's not just a 2 or 3 night thing, next fall potentially. It's, how do we tackle this long term and regionally? So again, I thought it was a very good meeting. I'm glad these options out there for us, and I look forward to reporting more in future council meetings. That's all I have for this evening.
Questions for Mr. Ruthie? Yes.
Question, so are we going to have Riverside on an open public meeting, agenda item coming up after this meeting with Eagle people, or what is our plan as far as discussion and looping the community in on that? Do we have one?
Yeah, we're going to have a conversation as a council to decide the next steps moving forward, whether you want to consult with legal stuff in a closed session, or if which is a limited option, or to have a public discussion. You're going to, whatever decision on how to advance, you'll have to make, in a public setting.
Right. So either if we can get this answer before, or after, in the letter that we got from Eagle, it mentioned 600 yards of soil. We just paid a very large bill. We approved 350. It would be really helpful if we could get the answer as to how we went from 350 yards to 600 yards without the approval of council. And what we're going to do as far as that remediation. The only other request I would have from that meeting is to make sure that we talk about appropriate machinery size for any remediation. I feel like what I saw out on that island, spreading out the soil that we got, was egregiously large for the job and did a lot of damage to those trees, which we will probably all lose. So I would appreciate if we make sure we ask them what they feel is appropriate for removal to not do any further damage. But I really, I appreciate the update, and I know we have to wait for the meeting with Eagle, but I feel like there's a lot of questions. I know I have a lot of questions, and I feel like we need to have this as an agenda item sometime soon. But if we could get those two answers before we sit down, that would be helpful. Thank you.
Other questions or comments? Anyone? All right. Public safety? Good evening, Director.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for approving the compressor. We've been without air in the public safety building for going on 3.5 weeks now. Thankfully, it's not been hot out, though, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
right?
no.
And the supervisors and the officers have been troopers almost to the degree of humor. I came in today and someone had bought a bottle of the flux capacitor from Back to the Future and installed it on the wall in the supervisor's office, and it actually worked. So amazing. It did not work. A secondary point, I want to apologize for, I was going over the June stats, and somehow from June to today, my ticket stats went down about 60-some tickets, and that's incorrect. I will adjust that so we have an accurate reflection over that monthly pattern, so I will fix that. I apologize for that. Things are going well over the Public Safety Department. We are still searching for one more officer in order to bring us to top staffing. We've had several interviews, but we are vetting the candidates strongly so that we bring in the best candidate for the Village of Beverly Hills, not just a candidate. Other than that, one of our more civic-minded officers, Officer Ryan Lafort, approached me a week or so ago and asked me if he could put on a fraud, scam, and identity theft PowerPoint and seminar to be hosted here. We chose a date, and it's going to be on Saturday, August 22nd at 10 a.m. It's on the Village website. It's on our Facebook page as well. Identity theft and fraud is a very, very popular crime. If you're not aware, we had a resident 2 years ago who was scammed out of over $200,000. And then we had a welfare check request by a family member of hers just recently, and she was probably about to be scammed again. So we think it's important that we educate the residents, elderly, and the young residents as well, because it happens to everyone. They put on some pretty good stories that trick people into just transferring money. So we want to be able to educate our residents as best as possible. Other than that, things are going well, and I can field any questions if you have any.
I would, if it's so that it doesn't just get used once, I think checking with Next to see if they have appetite for that kind of programming might be good, because a broader audience and kind of focusing it. So sharpen the teeth here, and then take it to the big show.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say the weather combating next door. I was thinking Reno 99, Lieutenant Dangle.
So we are going to continue
shorts.
to wear the uniforms that we are wearing today.
Yeah. Well, I know it's been
shorts will not be worn. It's against our policy.
I know there's been a part delay on the compressor.
Yes, it's been ordered. He just was waiting to get it. The problem was they could not identify what the fault code was, and Carrier finally identified it. Someone from Carrier identified it as being the compressor. So it took a little while to figure that out, unfortunately.
Glad they're getting it fixed.
Yes.
This is a time worth pointing out that The manager's spending authority in the charter has been at $5,000 for quite a while. There is no provision for emergency, so there is a discussion about, hey, what if on Tuesday night after a council meeting, the compressor breaks at public safety? Do we wait 2 weeks? Do we call a special meeting? Or should we be looking at some way to give the manager authorization to make emergency purchases up to a slightly more modern number so that you could fix the air conditioning if it was necessary? So we ought to think about that. That is not a thing that is going to happen tomorrow. That needs to go on the ballot because it is a change to the charter, but it would be worth tasking our recently renewed village attorney with a review of the charter to see if there's anything else in there that seems like it might benefit from updating. That's one where I had this discussion with Mr. Rothy, and I said, my advice was order it. We can authorize paying for it at the council meeting. If it needs to be done right away, call a special meeting. But it seems like there's probably we've got professionals here. It seems like there's probably a way to achieve that. So, any other questions, comments?
Oh, go, I'm sorry, I default to you.
When you do the fraud event and identity theft, is it going to be recorded? So it'll be online and
Well, we do have a PowerPoint. I suppose we could get it recorded. I'll talk to Ms. Brown.
yeah, if we could get that
about setting up.
recorded, because I think a lot of people could use public access or internet to rewatch it, and that would be
Yes.
beneficial because then we can post the link.
I will speak with Ms. Brown tomorrow about getting it recorded.
And then just a curiosity, I don't expect you to know off the top of your head, but cases investigated under the Detective Bureau seems to be on a gradual increase over the year. Does that we have more officers so we can contain more investigation?
Yes, I mean, a lot of the cases would be cases that have to do with like OWI arrests. We're seeing an uptick in them. Suspended driver's license. I mean, all of those are cases. When we arrest someone that had a warrant for the arrest, that becomes a case. So we're investigating more cases because we're enforcing the traffic laws a little bit more sternly now.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yep.
Mr. Booth.
Thank you. The presentation, Mr. George and Mr. O'Gorman referred to, there's another entity I think that could absolutely use that presentation, which is the Senior Advisory Council. So perhaps maybe you can give Ryan a day off or the morning off at least and come and present of our next meeting.
We can make that arrangement. Absolutely.
And after, I think it's going to go virtual, we could at least, to their point, take that presentation. That'll go to 39 senior centers in Southeast Michigan, Oakland County.
I'll email you tomorrow and you can give me those dates if you wouldn't mind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, on to council comments. Mr. Mercer.
Thank you, President George. As the liaison to Southfield Township, I would be remiss if I did not thank Southfield Township for their service today. I appreciate that they get the volunteers and that office works pretty diligently for our elections to do those. I mean, it's their job as the Southfield Township is still, everything went pretty well where I was, so that was good. Hopefully that was the way it is throughout the village for our election. So with that, I have nothing further, but thank you for them.
All right. Thank you. Mr. O'Gorman.
Just would like to thank our resident for coming in and being persistent. I think persistence with this body is important, and I think it's our responsibility to continue to pursue the safety for the residents. So appreciate that. Other than that, I don't have any comments this evening. Thank you, Mr. George.
All right. Ms. Keskimetti.
No comments tonight. Thank you, Mr. George.
Mrs. Rajewsko.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Mr. Booth.
Thank you, Mr. George. The e-bikes, there's going to be some COGs holding an e-bike, e-moto, and micromobility safety date is Wednesday, September 2nd from 1 to 3. That'll be in their downtown office. Obviously, e-bikes and e-motos are changing the way people ride around Southeast Michigan for the transportation and recreation. So SEMCOG's working with our local partners and experts in this space, including the League of Michigan Bicyclists, Michigan Department of Transportation, Michigan Department of Natural Resources, programs to educate all cyclists, and more to educate on the basic e-mobility modes to ensure community members know how to ride safely and responsibly. The agenda will include the differences between e-bikes and e-motos, existing Michigan laws, micromobility beyond e-bikes, e-scooters, et cetera, current best practices, all the challenges, some other local ordinances and resources are going to be available at that meeting. Michigan Municipal League Elected Officials Academy meeting, we're doing the online learnings, and I'm supposed to get feedback, so I'm still going through those lessons. Cable board, we were here July 15th at 7:45, and Steve Rhoda, I think, had a PEG meeting afterwards, and there's, like, for some reason, it doesn't act up when they're having their meeting. It seems to act up here sometimes still. I don't know if that's going to be a resolution just yet, but I know they're looking into it and getting people looking into the actual issues of the microphones. The next, as I mentioned, the golf outing. Oh, by the way, our new attorney, I think they said they're going to sponsor a hole. Is that right, Kristen? Your team? They said something? And then please get a foursome and join us, and that'll be September 14th. At September 14th. Springdale. I think it's like 12 o'clock shotgun start. It is. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Drummond.
No comments.
All right. All I've got, go vote. I appreciate everybody who was out there today. It was going well at Beverly Elementary. They were clicking through a lot. I know they've consolidated there. But appreciate everyone who was there making the machinery work. So that's all I've got. So with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?